Hey guys, this is chapter 2 in part 2 of the book, and it's called Dictionary Use. It starts on page 175. In this chapter, we learn that the dictionary is a valuable tool. To help you use it, this chapter explains what you need to know about dictionaries and the information they provide. This may seem kind of obvious, but once you actually start looking closely at the dictionary, you'll notice that there's all kinds of things in there that maybe you didn't pay attention to before. So, for example, if you look at the word feverish and you look that up in the dictionary, you'll notice how the word is broken into syllables, the pronunciation is shown. You'll notice the marks over the E and the I to show a long versus a short vowel sound. You'll see the accent on the first syllable. That's where the stress is, feverish. And you'll also notice a thing called the schwa, which is the upside down E. And that means that you kind of rush through that vowel and it just sounds like ah. Okay, the part of speech is abbreviated. ADJ stands for adjective. The two most common meanings are provided and numbered, and after that, other forms of the word are provided, an adjective and a noun form, for example. Here's what the schwa looks like. It's the neutral vowel sound of most unstressed sounds in English, and again, it just sounds like Owning your own dictionary. You can benefit by owning two dictionaries. So this is something our book recommends that if possible, it's nice to have a paperback edition that you can carry with you as well as a desk-sized hardcover edition to keep at home. I have this one, I believe, yeah, and it's not hardcover, but it's a pretty substantial soft cover book that has, my edition has like 61,000 entries, which is really great. And I think I paid about $14 for mine at a bookstore. Anyway, a dictionary is a useful thing to have. All right, it's a good investment, and one of the reasons why you might want to have like a bigger dictionary for keeping on your desk is because it will contain more information than the small paperback edition. The hardbound dictionary or the bigger dictionary defines far more words. There are more definitions for each word too. If you can, invest in a new dictionary so you will have up-to-date information on old and new words. And you can also pick up dictionaries at discount bookstores as well. All right, also, there are some very good online dictionaries. You might also like using an online dictionary to check words. And one that I like in particular is Merriam-Webster, and it's MERRIAM Webster.com. I even have that one bookmarked on my computer. So our book shows us an example from Merriam-Webster, and it's for the word confront. So what you'll notice is that here's the word. They tell you it's a verb. That's the part of speech. They break it up into the two syllables, confront. Then they show you the pronunciation. Look at the schwa there. Confront, right? So the emphasis is on the second syllable, confront. And they're both schwas, right? Because it's confront. And then here, this little icon means that you can click on it and they'll pronounce the word for you, right? You should try it. All right, this site also gives you information on synonyms, words with similar meanings to the word you've looked up, and antonyms, words with opposite meanings. Notice how defy and face and outbrave are all synonyms for confront. Using guide words to find a word. On every page of the dictionary, in the top corner, you'll see two guide words. When you see this, for example, intent/interview, What it's telling you is the first word is the first word on that page in the dictionary, and the second word is the last word on that page. Therefore, all the words on that page have to fall in between these two words alphabetically. One way to find a word in the dictionary is to use the guide words, the pair of words at the very top. This means that intent, again, is the first word on the page and interview is the last word. Okay, all the words on the page fall alphabetically between the two guide words. Words that follow intent are intention, interact, and intercept. Toward the bottom of the page would be intervene and intervention just before the last word, interview. And again, all of those other words alphabetically fall in between. When you are looking for a word in the dictionary and you look at the guide words, you need to think about the first few letters in the word and whether they fall between those guide words. So for practice 1, which you'll find on page 178, for that exercise, you'll see 5 pairs of dictionary guide words followed by other words. Please underline the 3 words in each series that would be found on the page with the guide words. So a helpful hint is to write out the alphabet on a piece of paper or in your notebook to remind yourself of the alphabetical order. So I've done that here, right? Here's my alphabet. So we'll look at the first one together. We've got camp and candidate. Again, these are the guide words that would be on the top of a dictionary page. And we'll see that they give us the words camera, campus, canary, cancer, and candle. They want us to find the 3 words that do fall in between camp and candidate, right? So would you find the word camera? Would that fall before or after camp? Well, they both have C-A-M, but this word has an E. So here's my P, right? Where does E happen? Well, E is much earlier in the alphabet. E is going to come before P. Therefore, camera will not be on that page in the dictionary, right? Um, so let's see. So in this case, it's the 4th letter that matters, the E versus the P. And because E comes before P, right? It's not going to be on that page in the dictionary. Also, the next word would be campus, so C-A-M-P, C-A-M-P-U-S. Well, that's definitely going to come after camp, and of course, it will come before candidate because M comes before N in the dictionary, right? So campus is okay. And then canary, L-M-N. All right, so C-A-N, C-A-N, and then A comes before D, right? So canary will also be on that page in the dictionary. And then you kind of do the same thing for cancer and candle. And you go through and you say C-A-N. Okay, the 4th letter, C. Is that going to come before or after the 4th letter in candidate, right? And then you decide. Moving right along, you do the same thing for hoax and holiness, right? So H-O-A, H-O-L, right? And then we look, we find hold up, H-O-L-D. So you have to decide, does D come before or after the I? Well, all the words on this page have to be in between hoax and holiness. So we have to decide if hold up is before holiness. Well, the D does come before the I, right? So yes, hold up would be a little bit before holiness in the dictionary. And then you look at the other words too, right? And you follow the same process. And you do the same for lesson and lever, raft and rake, shame and shaving. And we did go through these during our Collaborate session the other day. All right. finding a word you can't spell. If I can't find a word, how can I find it in the dictionary? You have to guess what the letters might be. Guessing is easy with certain sounds like B and P, but other sounds are harder to pin down because they can belong to more than one letter. So for example, there's a word, hors d'oeuvres. It's French, and I always have trouble spelling it. So it sounds like hors d'oeuvres, but I'm pretty sure memory tells me that it's going to start with an H, and I think it's going to look like hors D something, right? Hors d'oeuvres or hors d'oeuvres. I'm not sure, so I have to figure out a way to look for this word in the dictionary, right? So I have trouble spelling it. I know that it starts with H and that the first four letters are most likely HORS. So for this reason, I was able to find this word in my dictionary right before the word horse, right? So part of looking up a word when you don't really know how to spell it is making a pretty good guess about the first few letters, right? And then you may have to hunt around. So I did find the word, and it turns out, let's see, I started with the guide words hop/horse, and then these are the words I found around it: horrify, horror, hors de combat, hors d'oeuvre, and that's the French word. It means outside of work. Oops, I skipped it too soon. It's an appetizer served before a meal, and it was right before the word horse. All right, hints for finding words. I'm going to pause here and then I'll start a second video to finish this presentation because we're at about 12 minutes now.